Bruno Fernandes to Real Madrid as a replacement for Luka Modric. These are the reports we are getting from Spain, but are they laughable or is it actually true? Guys, when it comes to Man United, anything can happen. So don't you just sweep any stories under the bus. Take them seriously because who knows, at the end of the summer, Bruno could be a Real Madrid player. But should it even be something we talk about as Man United? Or is it, come on, to hell, we can't do that. Subscribe to the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Like, share, and drop a comment. Let me know your views about Captain Magnifico. What do you think about Bruno? Is he untouchable? This is my opinion. Bruno Fernandes. So this is the story, of course. There are reports coming in from Spain suggesting that Real Madrid are looking at Bruno Fernandes as a replacement for Luka Modric. Certainly, I've said it here several times before, that Real Madrid also need a ball-playing midfielder. Bruno at Man United is, looking like that. To me, good as he is, by the way. Beautiful player, beautiful stats. I feel like he's a poor man's Luka Modric, really. He's not anywhere close to his class, but he has got a few good things about him. So I don't want to disparage him, but Madrid certainly need a replacement for Luka Modric, and that's why at times they struggle to control games, but somehow figure it out and win games because, of course, they've got a fear factor about them because they are Real Madrid, especially in Europe and in Spain, of course, but also they've got certain brilliant individuals, and at times they shine because of the individual brilliance of certain players like Mbappe, Vini, Jude Bellingham, and the likes. But they do need a ball-playing midfielder. I'll talk of a player like Vitinha and the likes, such players to replace Luka Modric. But now a report comes in saying that Real Madrid are contemplating giving Man United 90 million quid to sign Bruno Fernandes. Now, Bruno has clearly been the fulcrum, the heart, the soul, the body, the head, everything of Man United in the past years. Since he joined the club, he's one player who has been consistent. You would say if he has played, let's say, 150 games, Bruno has had only maybe 10 bad games or even less by the standards of Man United, by the way. But him leaving Man United, for me, even now when we are rebuilding and he's looking like the important player, in my view, he can go. If it's 90 million, that's money Man United should pocket. Bruno is 30. We know that. For any footballer, ordinarily, and we know that Bruno is not injury prone, but when you turn 30, you're in the evening of your career, especially for an outfield footballer. So it's a matter of time. One simple injury, and they will come eventually because he's human, he's not immortal. One simple injury, you're off, you're gone for good. But even if not, that's not the case. If Man United is rebuilding this team now, Bruno cannot be United's best player because whereas he's good compared to the players there and the stats show so, I feel Bruno lacks a certain finesse that United can get better. There are better young players out there who can do whatever Bruno can do, especially when he drops as a central midfielder, better than he does. There is that refined touch about him. Bruno does certain good things, but out of trying so many times, some of his things are speculative. At times he overdoes certain things. At times he lacks a certain finesse that Luka Modric had or prime Eriksen at Tottenham. That finesse, and for me that's the level a Manchester United core midfielder should be at. So the finesse of Michael Carrick. So the stats are there, but I feel for me Bruno is, it's again, like I said, a poor man's Luka Modric, a poor man's prime Eriksen, the Tottenham Eriksen. So United can look for the young, a vibrant player with the finesse that Bruno lacks in his game. So for me, I think it would be a good thing for Manchester United. Maybe not immediately, but if Madrid, for example, in the summer, are willing to pay Man United 90 million pounds, take it. Take it and use that money, first of all, to balance your books, but also to get solutions. Because if not now, when will you sell him? Because he's 30, first of all, and the team is in a transition. No one will judge Man United for letting go of Bruno after 4 years of playing good football at the club. The thing about Man United, and this is the issue for me that I have, is we cling on to players way too much. We want to let go of players when we have milked the life out of them, the football out of them, and at times they become burdens. Remember, before, of course, with the Glazers and their bunch of nobodies, incompetent John Matters and Richard Arnold's in charge, We are signing players to long, bogus contracts, paying them crazy amounts for a long period, yet they are aging. So a point reaches when we see they cannot play no more, but they have still got comfortable big contracts. Case in point is Casemiro. And no club around Europe can take them. The players are comfortable. They don't want to move a muscle. So we are stuck with them. The thing that, for me, made Sir Alex Ferguson arguably the best manager, it's not even arguable, the best manager in English football, probably in global football, is the fact that Ferguson knew when to let go of a player. People were complaining, how could he lose Cristiano Ronaldo at 24 to Real Madrid in 2008? But he made the money, and indeed, if you think about it, it was the right time for Cristiano Ronaldo to go, because he was beginning to distort the balance of the team because of his character and his stardom and ego and his ambitions. But already he had won titles for Man United. You look at players like Jaap Stam. Jaap Stam only played 3 seasons in the Premier League, but up to today, he comes up with the conversations of the best centre-backs United has had. Everyone at Man United, the players and everyone were shocked that Man United could let go of Jaap Stam to Lazio when Sir Alex Ferguson did so. But you know what? That interview he did, I think it was a documentary where he said wrong things, and Ferguson said, for the future of the club, this guy has got to move on. I can go on and on and on, David Beckham and the likes. But today, clubs, Man United especially, managers want to cling on to players until, just because Bruno now is like the better player in the team, even when we know his best is behind him, people still want to cling on to him and cling on to him. If you're not selling him, United should be vending him for a swap deal involving some of the so many young, potential, beautiful talent in Real Madrid. KK has been mentioning, of course, names like Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr., which I feel, for me, that's, I think, being, over ambitious, because I don't think Madrid would let go of Vini or Rodrigo. They are two of their, I think, best talent. But there are players in there, in Madrid, who Man United could use. A young player could join United and add some bit of cash to get Bruno. So for me, I don't think Bruno is untouchable. If you look at Man United the way it is now, for the immediate, maybe. But if Madrid is willing to pay 90 million, or a swap deal, for example, involving Rodrigo, like Keke was mentioning, or a player like Vinicius Jr., Bruno can go, and trust me, a replacement can be found, and that replacement could even be better. I remember this same season, there are games where people were complaining, saying Bruno should be benched, because when he has a bad game, it's too ugly. Maybe Amorim has managed to give him a structure and make him look good, but still, we know that Bruno is not outstandingly good. He's not the most classy player. The stats are good. The hard work is good. The energy is there. The attitude is there. But if we are Man United and we are trying to be a world beater, we are trying to be the biggest football club in the world that we're supposed to be, we can get a better ball-playing midfielder than Bruno if we get the cash. So for me, maybe it's not going to happen. Maybe Bruno is not going to be bought by Madrid. But if the opportunity arose, I think it's something we can listen to and try to negotiate a good deal for us, for the club. And trust you me, it could happen. Because I'm very certain, by the way, even Ruben Amorim knows very well that Bruno, because of course of the players around him, but he's not the best really out there, even in his role. He keeps talking about him and waxing lyric about him in press conferences and stuff, but he knows very well that he can get better, and the role he plays as a central ball-playing midfielder is very critical for any team, because that is the player who dictates how the team plays. When you attack, there can be better. There are players with better finesse, better quality. Everything Bruno does, there could be younger players who can do it better. The only argument would be about a team in transition and you don't lose the captain, because you would destabilize everything you're doing. For me, if they get better, if they get 90 million, that would be a record fee. Take it. It's now or never, especially now that Man United is desperate for money. Now, I know the one-sided people will certainly attack me for even daring to say this about Bruno. Listen, I keep saying I love Bruno. Cool guy, humble guy, beautiful lad. But we are transiting. We are changing things. And if a deal is good, take it. Subscribe. My name is Webb. I want to pick your mind on it.